Hey guys, Coach Life here again with some more oxygen not included on Oasis. I've just been watching Brothgar's video where he had his new Sweepy Volcano Tamer and geothermal plant. And I thought to myself, you know what? Based on what I did with my regolith melter, I reckon I can improve on his output and cool it down a little bit more and reclaim some of the heat using the same steam turbines that he's using already. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but I thought, you know, let's go for it and let's see what it's like. And then if it's any good, I'll send it to Brothgar and he can take a look at it, see what he thinks. So I've set this up here and I'll just run you through what's going to happen. The regolith is, the igneous rock is going to go through in the same way as it was with his, but when it exits, instead of dropping down here, it's then going to go through this heat exchanger. And this heat exchanger, first of all, is going to use the wastewater from the turbines, which is 2 kilos each. It's going to come out of there and it's going to get split into... Oh, it's not going to work, is it? No. I might have to just take one. Just thought about that, yeah. Because one of them is going to be 2 kilos each, which makes it 4 kilos, which means I'd have to have 4 pipe runs. God blimey, I'm glad I talked this through while I was doing it. Okay, so I need to feed one of these steam turbines just straight back into the mess and just cool it with one. So that would make sense to send the water back in to the coolest area, which is going to be the right-hand side. So yeah, I need to send that back into there, and then the regular one... Right, so we'll just cancel that pipe there and we'll run a liquid bridge. It's funny how when you talk things through, it suddenly goes, oh no, that won't work, will it? And that was good because I would have broken all the pipes in my heat exchanger because there would have been too much going through it. Question is, have I now got room to get it all through? Ooh, it's going to be a squeeze. Yes, I have, because this one's going to be going back into there. So that one's okay on the top. So we're okay on that one. And I can just deconstruct now I'll leave it as it is for the moment. I'll have one of them feeding back into there, and hopefully when merging in there that will cool it enough. At least if it breaks, it will break there where it's repairable, so I can fix that. That's not a problem. And this one, that's coming out of there into there, and it's coming back in here and into there. So I just need to change this pipe here so that it runs down to here. That's doable. That's doable. And that way I'll have 3 kilos coming out of here and 1 kilo coming out of this vent. Where is it? Here. Which will be, this one should be the slightly hotter one. This one will come through hot, but it will merge in with some cooler water. So that should stop it from breaking the pipes. Famous last words there. You know me, always up for a bit of failure. So I'm letting my dupes build that now. It'll probably take them a while, mainly because I don't have enough iron ore. So I've just set up a couple of mineral mills, and I'm just going to queue these up to convert granite to iron ore. So, so I've got enough iron ore to build his blueprint. So granite, priority 9. We'll get that in there. So with granite to iron ore forever. Priority 9. Copy settings to there. And that should do that. So I'll just cut that out while this is making the iron ore and getting this built, and I'll cut back in as we're getting ready to finalise all the settings. Well, they're getting it built, and I've set up using this old system here that was filtering out crude oil. I've just switched it over to take the polluted water out of here and feed it into the cooling loop here. So that should be all right. I decided to go a little... I had some leftover thermium from building the regolith melter, which I was going to use for another regolith melter. So rather than use the gold tiles at the bottom here, I'm using thermium. And I've changed all the cooling pipe from iron to aluminium because, well, aluminium is far superior. It's second only to thermium in terms of thermal conductivity. It's 410 with a specific heat capacity of 0.9 as compared to iron, which is, I believe, let me just check a second, save me looking it up on the material. It has a specific heat capacity of 0.449, so it's half as good, and a thermal conductivity of 55 compared to the 410 of the aluminium. To put that in context, thermium is 420. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably be using thermium for the heat exchanger, or a combination of thermium and aluminium for the heat exchanger here. But I've got lots of thermium, so I just thought I'd use it. You know, it's better to use what you've got, you know, rather than just refine more iron just to do that. Well, I'd rather use the iron to make more steel, to be honest. So yeah, anyway, they're getting on with that. So a little bit longer and they'll have that finished. This is going to be the magma chamber, where we'll put drop all this magma into there. I've put a obsidian ladder there, so my dupes are going to get a bit crispy doing that. But hey, you know, they're dupes, so they'll survive, hopefully. Shipping wise, we're going to put a thermium sweeper up here. Just because it's got a better overheat tolerance, you know, might as well, if I've got it, I'll use it. The sweepy dock is still steel, but as long as it doesn't melt, that will be fine. I'm gonna, to get this done quickly, I'm going to use the debug tools just to vacuum it all out and drop the water in, just for the water cooler, the water in the steam chambers. I'm just going to vacuum. I could do it the correct way, but you know, life's too short. So you've seen me do it live. You've seen me do it properly. So you know I can do it properly. So for this one, just for the speed of getting this done, I'm just going to use the debug tools just to vacuum it out. So that'll just get us where we want to be a little bit faster. Anyway, I'll let them build a bit more and then I'll cut back in and show you how I'm going to get it all set up and running. Okay, so they're almost done. Just putting in the last couple of blocks now. Then we'll vacuum it out, drop all the magma in and fire this bad boy up. See if we can improve on what Brothgar came up with. As I say, it's only minor tweaks. All we're doing is just reclaiming more heat from the igneous rock in here. And then we are going to, I'm just going to put one more tile in there. And I'll vacuum it out so there's no heat exchange. But yeah, so all we're trying to do is just exchange more heat here and then use the coolant that we're using for the turbines to cool it off the rest of the way in this bottom section. And that's why it's isolated from here, because here we want heat exchange with the coolant, with the excess steam, and here we want heat exchange with the coolant. And if we combine the two, it'll just become a bit of a mess and we'll pass too much heat into the coolant that's meant to be heat cooling all the steam turbines up. So let's fire up the debug tools then. We want a vacuum to start off with, and we'll fill that in there. And we'll vacuum it all out because I'm going to put oxygen in there as well. That should be pretty much, there might be a little bit still in here. That often happens. It's not the most reliable thing, this debug tools, when it comes to creating a vacuum. You can see there's still gases in here. Let's try painting it in, see if that does a better job. Trouble is, if you paint it into the bricks, then you have to deconstruct all the bricks and start again. I can do it in the ladders, mind you. Come on. You can do it. No, don't do that. Stop it. Right, fill. I have to just keep spamming it until it empties all the gases out. It will do it, but it's just a bit. I think that's it. I think that's done it. Yeah, we've got a vacuum in there now. In there, it doesn't really matter. So we'll put some oxygen in. Oxygen gas, and we'll put that in at about what, 300 Kelvin, I think. And we'll put a pressure in of 2 kilos. So we'll pop that in there, and there. They might just take. Yep, that's it. I think that's it. That's the 2 kilos we needed. 1 kilo that is, apparently. So let's try that again. Fill 2 kilos. Come on, you can do it. 2 kilos. Right, there we go. Now we want to just make sure this. Oh, that's gone. We've got oxygen in there now. Why have we got oxygen in there? There's no gas leak, is there? Where have we got a leak? No, let's try. We'll have to put a vacuum back in there again, just to make sure it works. That looks pretty vacuous. It is. Right, so now we want, I believe he said 400 kilos of water. So we'll put regular water in there. 400 kilos, and we'll just put 1 in there and 1 in there. So that's all ready to go. Now we need to connect up the power, which I've done via a snippage here. So we just reconnect that. Alright, that's the aqua tuner fired up. Now we just got to deconstruct these tiles and see how our little thermium sweepy survives in all that magma. Fingers crossed, folks. This could all go pear-shaped. And I haven't saved the game, so this is going to be completely merciless. There he goes. We've flooded Sweepy with magma. Someone's getting scalded. Yep, I'd get out of there if I was you, Catalina, before you get smoked. Because I'm pretty sure I haven't got any triage cots. Oh, we've got an overheat on our auto sweepers here. So we'll deconstruct those and replace them. Something better than gold. No. God, it's so laggy now. Got so much going on. The map is getting horrendously laggy. There we go. Some thermium auto sweepers there. Right, so how are we doing then? He's busy plumbing that in. Can you reach that? Can reach both. That's set to magma. I might need to just change the priority on Sweepy Dock so that our sweeper sweeps it. Oh, I wonder if I've got the liquid canister mod enabled. Oh dear. Just bear with me a second. I'll just reload. I might. Oh, I should know. I can have it on plumbing. Yeah, liquid canister mod is enabled. That should be working. Why is it not sweeping into there? Come on. Enable auto bottle, maybe. Oh no, it's a disaster. It's not sweeping. We've got liquid magma in bottles down there. Why is it not going into the bottle emptier? What have you just dropped? You dropped the... Right, it dropped the lead. Why is it not dropping the magma? There was lead in the Sweepy Dock. Let's try again. Molten lead. So he's dropping the molten lead, but it's not dropping the magma. Why is it not dropping the magma? We've got steam in there. Oh no, this is a disaster. It's not dropping the magma. It dropped the lead. Why isn't it dropping the magma? Don't understand that. Brothgar, tell me what's going wrong. Why is it not sweeping that magma? That's annoying. Brothgar, your machine doesn't work. It won't sweep out a sweepy dock. No, it's just not picking them up. It's going great guns sweeping it up, but the auto sweeper won't pick it up. How bizarre. You can see it's reaching it. Right. I'm just going to try a reload and see if that fixes it. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, folks, turns out it was pretty simple, really. I had the wrong mod. I was using liquid canister, which is a mod I've had for ages, and what I actually needed was canister fillers. So it was the wrong mod. It was my mistake. This should work now, if it ever loads. Obviously it's a bit of a slow loader, this one, because it's a bit of a monster map, but yeah, so fingers crossed this will work once it's loaded. Okay, we're ready to go then. All I've got to do is unpause it and then stand back. There goes the magma. It's dropping it in. Fantastic. It does work. And the temperature control's working as Brothgar designed it. That guy really is a genius. How his mind works is incredible. I mean, I'd never have thought to come up with this myself. So, you know, all credit to the guy who's come up with this. And now we just got to see if it maintains temperature like we want. We've got our coming through here. Some of it's getting fed out into here. It's still very high. It's 300 odd degrees. Down here it's still 16 odd degrees. So let's have a quick look at the conveyor. Here it goes. It's coming through, about to come through the final heat exchanger. And it's coming out. Yeah, it's working. It's coming out at 20 odd degrees. Now the question is, will the coolant be able to cope with cooling this and cooling the steam turbines once these fire up? This one isn't very warm down here at the moment. Right, it's obviously too hot at the top at the moment, so it's not farming anything through. And these are currently running 850 watts, 1.28 kilowatts. I have got Engie's tune-up going on with these. Yep. This one hasn't. Ah, that's because it's priority 5, so we'll turn the priority up on that and it should get done. Oh, we've got heat damage. Oh, this was what I was afraid of. It's all going Pete Tong. Whoa, right, okay. Let's see where it's going. Yeah, it's at the joint. It's where I suspected it might go. This water's, yeah, let's see, it's coming in at 129, and where it's merging, it is causing a problem. Now, I think I can fix that. So if I disconnect those pipes there, let me see now. Yeah, well, because what we need is another outlet. Now let me think how we can get that in without breaking in. So it's coming through there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to break in and empty it all out. I'll use the debug tools to empty it out and then break in and we'll get it sorted. Right, so power wise we'll just disable the auto sweeper. Okay, so that's all done. I'll have to break in, get them to vacuum it all out again, break in, get them to build the correct piping, and then we'll take it from there. So give me a few moments and I'll redo it. Right, so we've done a cheeky bit of pipe rerouting and just need to replace the water in there. I'll vacuum it out again first, just to make sure, because there was a little bit of water still going through the steam turbine and it kicked it back out. Just keep vacuuming so that it pumps the last of the water out of the steam turbine. And just get this carbon dioxide out that was in here. Right, that's okay, that's that one done. We'll do the same with this one, and then we'll go back to our water. So, testing like this, he always does it on a sandbox. I obviously always test it in game, but sometimes when it all goes pear-shaped, it's best to just, you know, fix it like this. When you're being experimental, I mean. So we want water. We wanted 300. Actually, I'm gonna run it a bit hotter so it fires up a bit quicker this time. So we'll run it at 380 Kelvin. 2 kilos. And we'll just put one blob in each. One in there. Oh, no, that's not worked. Paint. 2 kilos. Oh, I'm still putting vacuum in there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Water. Let's try that one again, shall we? Water, liquid. Paint. One in there. And one in there. So that's all almost ready to fire up now. It's having a go. We'll need to reconnect the power to that in a second. I just need to put some oxygen back in there. Oh, for God's sake. Oxygen, come on. Let's try it again. Why oxygen, gas, 2 kilos, 300 Kelvin, fill. There we go, that's that done. Work first time. Now we need to fire up this bad boy again. And fingers crossed it works. I might need to put a little bit more. I put 2 kilos of water in here, didn't I? It was meant to be 400. Shocker. How much did I put in here? Yeah, put it in grams. Water, liquid. So we want another 398 kilos at 370 Kelvin. That'll be fine. Paint, 1 blob and 1 blob. There we go. So, plumbing wise, what I've done is now this turbine just kicks out on its own, and these 2 pipes kick out separately from the 1 kilo per second liquid shutoffs. So that should now not break the pipes. It's how I should have done it first of all. So, you know, that's my fault for cheaping out. So this rock, actually, this rock is coming through here a bit too cold, I think, at the moment. I'm going to have to up. What was the temperature we were running on this one? That kicks out at 400, doesn't it? So, centigrade signal is below 400. That's what it should be doing, I think. But what we're not getting is enough temperature in here. Oh, that's because I've disabled the auto sweeper. There we go. There we go. That should sort things out now. Go. Oh, yeah, they're all coming online now. This one's getting the most, clearly. Could probably do with one of the vents, or one or more of the vents being blocked. Let's see. Oh, that one's got a blocked pipe. What have I missed out on that? I haven't reconnected it. That's okay. Simple fix. There we go. That's going 2 kilos and 1 kilo per second through the pipes. It's coming out well over its boiling point. Fantastic. So that will be cooling the rock down to, or the igneous rock to, you know, in the hundreds of degrees, and then this will be finishing it off, in theory. So let's have a look at the conveyor rail and see what temperatures we've got on there. So coming out at 124 out of there, and it's coming out here at 44. Not bad. We might just need to allow a little bit more time for it to reach an equilibrium, because the thermoactuator is still going nuts. So, but that's a little, yeah, that's 980, that's 1.1, that's 1.2, and that's fluttering. Oh, NG's tune-up's fallen off. So is that still on priority 9? Yes, it is. So they should get that one done. Yep, coming out at 30 degrees now. 30 degrees, yeah, 30, 35 degrees it's coming out at now. I would say that's a win. Yes! Get in there. I'm very pleased about that. That is rocking and rolling. And that literally was a quick rush job after I watched his video, to just see if I could do something a little bit improved. Yeah, based on the design of the regolith melter and the heat exchange that uses to cool down the igneous rock. But that, I mean, that brings it out in, because I'm using supercoolant, so it's bringing the rock out in -20. I could have put supercoolant in this and it would run more efficiently. The thermoactuator wouldn't run as much, and it would cool down the rock even further. But I thought, no, I just want to use his design to start off with and base it on that design, just using regular rock. The metal tiles are aluminium. I've used thermium for Sweepy, but you could use steel. Steel will work. So this can all be built without the aid of space metals. I've only used space metals because I've got tons of them. I think I've got more space metal than I have steel. Let's have a look. So manufactured material. I've got 13 tons of steel and 46 tons of thermium. So that's the only reason I've used thermium, is because I've got plenty of it. But you could have done exactly the same with steel. There is no need to use thermium or supercoolant in this build. It's a very good design. Well done, Brothgar. I'm well impressed with that. And just that little tweak I've made has just taken it to the next level, I think, that you were looking for, without using any more power. It's still using the same aquatuner, the same cooling loop, and it's recouping more energy out of the rock, because that is heating the, I mean, look, these are nearly running flat out now. 1.2, 1.28, 1.28. I have no doubt in my mind that those will run flat out once it's got itself established, once it's run a little bit longer. It's a very good design, mate. I'm well impressed with that. And your theory was completely sound. And I built it with dupes. I didn't build it in the sandbox. I did it with dupes. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little episode. Thanks, Brothgar, for the idea. Thanks for the blueprint on Patreon. Definitely worth being a patron subscriber. I hope you enjoy the changes I've made. Keep safe, everyone. Have a great day. Coach Life out.